What is up? What is up? What is up? It's your boy coming back at you, Big V. You know what I'm saying? You tune in for another episode of Big V Sports Talk. You already know who I am. I don't even need to go any further than that. And we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the NFL. You know, I dropped off a couple weeks or whatever since I tried to crank it back up, man. But I'm going to get back on my grind, you know. Don't get me wrong. I've been working out, you know, up here. Everybody reading the news, you know what I'm saying? It's safe. Yes, I am in, you know, overseas right now. And, you know, I'm fine. You know, if anybody wondered, I appreciate my family, you know what I'm saying, friends, everybody that's just kind of been, you know, checking on your boy, making sure he's good, man. I appreciate that. Much love. But, you know, moving into this episode, we're gonna talk about the NFL, obvious. You know, we're gonna go over the most obvious things right now occurring. And I would think the biggest shock to some would be that Baltimore lost to Tennessee. You know, a little bit disappointed. I did like, you know, don't get me wrong, man. I mean, you know, who wasn't rooting for Lamar Jackson this year, man? You know what I'm saying? Young brother, second year, man. You know, first year starting, like, you know, full season and everything. We all were, you know, rooting for him and wanted to see him do well. You know, like I said, he was killing the league. And it just happened to be one of those things, man, where, you know, shit, hey, some teams catch fire at the right time. Some teams catch fire at the right time, man. And that's what you're seeing in the case of Tennessee. You know, I was talking to one of my, you know, partners, and, you know, we just kind of talking about the games and everything. And, you know, going into the divisional round of the playoffs. Oh, well, shout out to, you know what I'm saying, everybody that got knocked down, man. I'm good now. Like I said, we had a bitter, you know, like thing with the Saints. They got chopped off, you know what I'm saying. Shout out to Minnesota. I'm not a Vikings fan, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, you know, you get a credit where they do. They made it like they I'm not going to say they overachieved, but they played, you know what I'm saying, definitely up to what was their expectations last year. I'll give them credit on that. They held on. They did what they needed to do, and, you know, they survived the wild card round. And, you know, I mean, you got to be pleased or whatever. But, you know, moving on, we're going to talk about the obvious, which is first thing came to light was that Baltimore Ravens. Everybody got jokes. Oh, they're bust. They this, they that. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, you just ran into a like I said, a hot team at the right time, which is what you see with not Baltimore, but Tennessee. And, you know, man, shout out to Mike Vrabel, man. Hey, he is doing his thing. And I don't know how many times I've said it, but he's using his horse exactly as he should be used. If they can't stop him, why would you ever stop running them? Because Derrick Henry is punishing defenses right now, man. He is punishing them. And I'm talking about, like, you know, giving it to their ass. So why would you stop doing that? You know, we mixing in a little bit of Tannehill. You know what I'm saying? Not much. You know, you mixing in enough of him to just, you know what I'm saying, maybe, you know, I need you to stretch a play, or we catch him off guard. I need you to deliver. But other than that, I just need you not to lose this game for us. So the perfect game, you know what I'm saying, or you know, clock management, game management scheme, should I say, it's perfect. You know, a heavy dose of the run, you know, followed up by, like I said, a sprinkle of the pass here and there or whatever. And like I said, a stout defense. But Henry is punishing motherfuckers, man. And as you can see, like I said, they already knocked the Patriots down, went to Baltimore, you know, and I something, you know, of course you can try to go with the, you know what I'm saying, the obvious and everything like that. You've seen what Lamar Jackson's doing to, like I said, a nightmare for defenses. But it's like I said, certain teams, man, it's like they just catch that spark and they're just firing on all cylinders. And to me, you're kind of seeing that right now with Tennessee. And it's no discredit to Baltimore and what they've done, but to me, they just ran into a hot team coming into the playoffs. They have been hot all year, granted, you know what I'm saying? But you knew that game was like, you was really waiting on, like, to that type of game, should I say, with those guys. And that's going to really haunt them, man, because, you know, I know they were heavy picks to win the Super Bowl, just the way they were thrashing motherfuckers, man. And people are going to be more prepared for that scheme that Baltimore is running also next year, you know, which is, you know what I'm saying, kind of sucks, but whatever. You know, you're giving defenses time to adjust to what's going on and prepare a little bit better, man, because, you know, Lamar Jackson, man, he ripped the league up this year, man. So, you know, we're not going to take anything away from that. And, you know, shout out to those guys. That's old Squarehead, too, motherfucker, man. If you ever seen him in them conference, he got that old thick neck, man, big rockhead ass dude, man. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. I wish he'd do something with them braids, man. Like, I don't know. He looked extra fucking funny with them motherfuckers. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But, hey, man, he balled out, man. He balled out. And, but, you know, shout out to the Ravens, man. They did their thing, but like I said, they ran into a buzzsaw. And they're just a hot team, man. They clicking on all cylinders right now. And, you know, that's that. I mean, sometimes, like I said, sometimes, man, it's just a certain team, man, they just catch you at the right time. That's all it was. And I mean, that's what we're witnessing right now with these guys, man, the Titans. And as long as Henry can stay healthy throughout this little run, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if they end up in the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be. I don't think they are, you know, which is going into my next point. But I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know, I wouldn't be on nothing like that either. But we gonna see, man, because I know a lot of people got the Chiefs over the Texans, you know, as they should be favored at home, this and that. And you know, Mahomes does have more offensive weapons than Watson, but to me also that's another team. And you know, man, you can't count Deshaun Watson out, man. You just can't. You know, this is two, you know what I'm saying, young QBs that's about to duke it out. I'm not really sold on Kansas City defense. I don't think anyone is. So you're just looking at that offense and what that offense can do. And with that being said, if them Texans are just able to put a few stops together and that offense can flow smoothly, you know what I'm saying? Keep that offense, keep Mahomes off the field as much as you can, extend some drives, which Watson can do with his arm and leg. We've seen that. We just saw it. But if we can, you know, that they can get out of Kansas City with a win, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's who I got. I don't know what it is, but I'm going with the Texans. I'm going with the Texans tonight to do the damn thing against or today, should I say, not tonight, but to do the damn thing against Kansas City. I think that, I don't know, I just think they're going to get it done, man. And like I said, I really like Deshaun Watson. I've liked him since his Clemson days, and to me, he's another big moment type of QB. He doesn't get too rattled, very poised, and he's a winner, man. So, you know, granted, this, you know, the situations like this have been kind of far and few since he's been in the, you know, NFL, having to adjust and, you know, play through injuries to players, you know, and the whole nine. They are in a position, man. They're in a really good position right now, and I think that this game in Kansas City going to be a lot closer than, you know, probably people think it is, because I know a lot of people count the Texans out from what I hear and from what I see, you know, and I'm reading. But this game going to be closer than people think it is, and I got Texas, you know, edging that one out, man. I got them edging that one out, you know. That Deshaun Watson led team, I got them edging that out. And I don't know if it's going to come from maybe just a stop on defense. You know, maybe, like I said, with Watt back being that extra spark. But I got them edging that game out, man. And I say that game is going to be decided by at least 3 points. I can see a close one with that. And I don't know. My gut is telling me, though, Houston going to win that. So, and just kind of, changing gears to the NFC. That is probably the hardest game to pick there. And you got two teams. Don't get me wrong. Overall, like I said, they are playing in Green Bay. I'm not counting Russell Wilson out, you know what I'm saying? But they are playing in Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers does have more veteran weapons than Russell Wilson does, as far as guys that's kind of been there, done that, between his Devontae Adams, Jimmy Graham now, so I'm going to give them a slight edge. But that game also, especially with them being at home, will be decided by, that'll be less than a touchdown. I want to say 3 points to that also, 3 to 4 points. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm only giving them, because it's such a toss-up, I'm only giving the home team the edge. You know what I'm saying? They're in Lambeau. But that's another thing, I just wouldn't be surprised if they came out and pulled that out. And I'm talking about Seattle. So, between the two, this week, slight edge due to just home field advantage. I'm going to give Green Bay for tonight. And I'm going to give Houston on the road. I'm going to give them the W. As far as my predictions. I think, like I said, Deshaun Watson is clutch. I mean, don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes still a bad boy too, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards Deshaun Watson. So those would be my picks. However, I wouldn't be surprised, with the Green Bay and Seattle game. I just wouldn't be surprised if Seattle went in there and stole that. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think anyone would. But I know a lot of people are counting the Texans out. And I think that's a bad move there, man. I think they're going to represent. I think they're going to show up. And I think Deshaun Watson going to ball out. I really do. But, that's really that as far as picking those teams. We're going to, I'm going to do like a little aftermath type of little brief summary and everything like that. I'm going to try to follow up on that tomorrow, see how everything plays out. But so far, so good, man. I mean, you got to feel, if you're a football fan, like I said, don't get me wrong, my friends, Saints fans, Viking fans, teams that were in the playoffs. I got, like I said, people that I'm cool with that are Patriots fans. You gotta still feel good, man, as a, a fan of the sport, that this is like the most up in the air type of, playoff, race that we've seen in the last 4, 5, 6 years, because New England has been so dominant. So you gotta feel good about that. It's so many toss-ups on what could happen, man, just with the teams left. So, and arguably, I could make a case for any of these teams. Even the run that San Francisco been on with that dominant defense. Fuck them. I don't like them, but I'll get a credit where it's due, and I'm definitely not gonna shade them. But if you a football fan, man, just as a fan, don't get me wrong, my heart was broken too, man. The Rams and shit, that's a whole nother story. I'm, and fuck, I don't even want to talk about that. But as a fan, this is a good season, man. This is a good, so far so good in the playoffs. And like I said, I mean, you disappointed, your team loses, but at the same time, at least someone different will be holding that Lombardi trophy, man. We know that. And when I say that, I'm just talking about not the usual suspects. Yes, Seattle had a flash. It's been a minute since Green Bay, went there also. Frisco, been forever. Baltimore, it's been a minute. Well, somewhat. But, couple years, but Houston ain't got one, and neither does Tennessee. nor Kansas City. So, with that